So we are here to give you an update on ROOTS CAFETT, Creative Academy for EduTainmenT. It's transforming education through the arts. And you could see there's a modern picture of the building because the post office sign is not there again. That's faded over the years. ROOTS CAFETT is a creative arts-based school dedicated to reimagining education and youth development through digital transformation, culture, entrepreneurship, and lifelong learning. Our educational framework uses the stream model, but we don't stream like the regular stream. This is our Roots Foundation stream. Storytelling, training, reading, entrepreneurship, arts, and mentorship. It is grounded in the play-based learning theory to encourage exploration, experimentation, and discovery, collaboration, improvisation, and creativity. It also integrates our life management curriculum to develop practical, emotional, and social skills. And this, my friends, is the blueprint of our educational program, our model, and our life management curriculum. Let's continue. What is the adaptive reuse we want to use for this old post office? We want to transform this place into a youth-friendly space, a safe space, nurturing and enabling environment which facilitates and supports the holistic development and transformation of all young people. So to the top of the screen, some persons may recognize this space. This is the American Center, the US Embassy, but this is how we want our classroom to look, right? This is the future of education, of learning. You know, taking a page out of Isaiah. You say, Mtima, them trend love learning, you know, but they don't like school. At ROOTS CAFETT, we want them to love learning and love school. So it's going to be a learning commons, a creative talent incubator that is both physical and virtual, a place to experiment, to practice, to celebrate, to learn, to work, and to play. And this is how we want our recording studio to look like. This here is a floor plan of the building. As you enter to the right, you have the reception area. To the left, you have a digital resource. ROOTS Foundation is big on digital technology. You have the classroom in the middle. Just take back your mind to that photo earlier. And at the back, you have the teacher's office and lounge area. This was done by KS&P Limited, and we welcome them here. They are here this evening with us. All right. Who are we targeting? Who are we targeting? Students 12 to 17 years old. That critical age group that were identified in the school discipline matrix research that was done by the Ministry of Education. These are young persons who are high risk of school-related violence, with high absenteeism, truancy rate, and high levels of referrals, such as indiscipline and high levels of critical incidents, including bullying. These students are categorized as CHINs, children in need of supervision. We also cater for the 18 to 30-year-olds who lack what we coin PPE, personal, professional, and entrepreneurial skills. These young adults are categorized as opportunity youth, who are neat, not in employment, education, and training. And this is a floor plan of the top floor. As you go up the steps, you enter the hall area, right? And that window with the curtain outside, that is actually the kitchen. It's actually a kitchen, right? So we just will be upgrading it. Next, that will be our office area. And the other room will be a meeting room or board room. And opposite that is our recording studio. Take back your mind to that photo earlier. This is the layout for Roots CAFETT. Our core programs: photography level 1 CVQ, television and video production level 1 TTNVQ, youth development work level 2 CVQ, business administration secretarial skills level 2. Now these courses here have already been audited by the National Training Agency. We did an extensive audit, right? So we audited the programs. We also audited the center to deliver these programs, and we also audited the center as a workforce assessment, and we'll see later down. We want to also do small business entrepreneurship level 2 CVQ, has not been audited as yet. We want to also do developing a new or an existing business enterprise level 3 CVQ, not audited as yet. We want to do parenting facilitation level 3 CVQ, not audited as yet. And spoken word poetry. We at Roots Foundation submitted to the National Training Agency spoken word poetry as a national occupational standard. It was received and acknowledged by them, and work is in process. So in the near future, spoken word poetry will be either TTNVQ or CVQ based on the research. Once they get that they see that this can be an occupational standard, we're going with it. These are some of the achievements we have done thus far in preparation to launching Roots CAFETT. We spoke about this Workforce Assessment Center. Yeah. And what is that? It deals with prior learning, assessment, and recognition. And in a nutshell, you know how we learn skills in Trinidad? On that mango tree, by your neighbor, back of the yard, right? So the programs you saw earlier: photography, television, video production, youth development work, business administration. If you have those skills without certification, you come to Roots CAFETT, and we go through this process on the left: application, pre-screening, orientation, registration, pre-assessment, assessment, and certification. Right? And this is the vision of Roots CAFETT. We've been stopping there, you know. We're doing robotics, animation and graphic design, coding, app and web page design. And these are not new things. We have run these programs in the past, during the pandemic, virtually, and we did it outside the pandemic, physically, right? So it's nothing new we're doing. We are not reinventing the wheel. We are taking all our programming and literally putting them under one roof. We want to do mathematics at a CSEC level, English A and B, information technology, and electronic document preparation and management, because we want to give these young people an opportunity to still leave with a full certificate, 5 subjects. And if you look at these subjects, they're in line with the occupational standards we looked at earlier. Field trips. We're taking them on field trips. I don't have a camera, so they can't see me dancing here. Digital resource. Yeah, now we big on that, you know. Trust me. Experiential learning. You know, they will be assessed. It's continuous assessment, right? What I want to say, continuous assessment, right? We transforming the whole program. Only it have no spot test here. It have no when a facilitator come in the class and the class get in trouble. Oh, they can't set along test. No, right? And they will be tested on or assessed on what they have learned. Hence, experiential learning is very important. Hands-on. Service learning projects. Yeah. Roots Foundation also begin doing service work in the community. Right? If you go on our YouTube channel, you'll see all the work we have done. We want to teach them business English. Numeracy, some will have some numeracy challenges and literacy challenges. Right? But we want them to be able to speak properly. Yeah, we're not training with the vernacular. Right? But there's a time and place that the old people say. So we must get them that business English skills. We have guests, motivational speakers. Some of you will be coming to speak with them. Industry experts and influencers. At present, our entire team who will be involved in ROOTS CAFÉTT have been trained by People for People Foundation, and they are represented here this evening. Thank you for coming. In assessment level 4 CVQ. So think about teachers training college for teachers. This is the training college for TVET. Right? So we have been trained, 11 of us, and eventually 3 of us will move on to assessment verification internal level 4 CVQ. Right? So we have our internal verifiers. So by the time our center is established, we'll have our assessors and our internal verifiers. And then of course we'll have to go to NTA for the external verification and certification. This is where the air is getting rare. And my time going good. I practice the whole week of this, Railway road will be converted into a digital art district. Oh, like that club. Yeah, you can put it in the chat. You see this here? This mural will be on the wall. This is train number 42, the last train to run in Trinidad. Train number 42 leaving, and the first PTSD bus coming. You see the old post office? See the sign come back up? And there's the market here. What we want to do with this mural will be on the wall, and each drawing will have a QR code. And when you scan that QR code, you will get an audio narrative of the train, of the bus, of the post office. Thanks to Nalis, we got a lot of information on the old post office. We have a list of all the postmasters and postmistresses from 1889 to when they moved our money order service. And of the market. It ain't done there yet. So this is where we proposing to put this mural. Right? It ain't done there yet. I tell you, the air rare. You see that? That is called Pave Gen. And we ain't just talking. We had a meeting with the representative of Page Gen this week. And to quote the representative, at the end of the workday, Mr. Salwazi, you have me energized. And if it was up to me, I'd give you Page Gen for free. But it have a cost. What is Page Gen? These tiles generate electricity. It could use for charging, for lighting, for communication, and for signage. But what we want to do, we want to put right on this space here right? A hopscotch, that kind of hopscotch. So people walking, they could just, hopscotch the way through. But also some of the tiles that closer. When you step on the tiles, it will activate the market, the post office, the bus, and the train. This is technology at its best. I'm proud to say PaveGen is not in the Caribbean region, right? So once you get them to come to Trinidad, right, they have a market in this region. So this, my dear friends, is, and also with the mural, you can get a audio on the history of Tunapuna, which we have also courtesy Nalis. So I want to, before I go on to our guests to give up about the process, Roots Foundation have been doing youth and community development since 2005. We have festivals. Our main festival is Cascado, right? It's an annual spoken word festival which promotes and reflects local culture by featuring local and international artists on a global platform for cultural exchanges. Next week, 3 members of Roots Kalinda Poets and myself will be going to New Orleans for something called Steel Pan in the Courtyard. And that will be a version of Cascado that we take into New Orleans. We took Cascado to New York in 2022. Now it's going to New Orleans in 2025. God's willing. School and community interventions. Our main intervention is called Abyssinia, a journey of change. Challenging harmful and negative gender expressions. It presents a fresh and dynamic social intervention approach to drugs, gangs, and violence. And we understand this. So when I heard the news last night that the 6 and 7 in the primary schools in Tobago, I say, wow, boy. When we started this program back in 2017 or 16 thereabouts, because we identified that the gangs were already in the schools. They weren't in school in 2016, they were already in the schools. And not just the secondary schools, in the primary schools. And we developed this intervention. We also have digital media outreach called Beyond the Lens, which uses digital media content to create social impact through visual poetry. A picture paints 1,000 words. So, on this call, we have persons of varying generations. And I want to talk to you, my elders, our elders. And I want to say to you, thank you. I want to say to you, thank you. Your legacy of service, the civic engagement that you taught to us, and the cultural pride you gave us forms the foundation by which we preserve the roots we build upon. I want to talk to my generation. Our resilience, independence, and drive for meaningful impact is what guides our strategies for sustainable development and innovation. Roots CAFETT. I want to talk to that generation just after me, because your passion for purpose, for inclusion, and that civic engagement taught to us by our elders, you transform that into social entrepreneurship. And that is what powers your creative and technological transformation. And this is the main group here. This is the main group. This is the entire Roots Foundation Project Implementation Unit. This is the entire Roots Kalinda Poets. And this is who we are focusing on for Roots CAFETT, because their digital fluency, Now, this word has become an abused word all of a sudden, authenticity. But nonetheless, their digital fluency and authenticity and bold imagination is what fuel a future where heritage meets innovation. Together, we are shaping a nation where history lives, creativity thrives, and every generation has a voice in the stories of Roots CAFETT. Let's preserve, let's create, let's transform people. Let's make this happen.
Dedicated to everything that's right. Keep unity and equality.